I'm Eric Loy, and welcome to Eric Loy Interviews. On this podcast, we talk with folks from the VTuber community on their channels, their talents, their stories, where they come from, and their plans for the future. We have a ghost, OctoGhost, as a matter of fact. Hello.
Hello.
Please introduce yourself to everybody.
Hi, I'm OctoGhost. I'm a VTuber. I stream mostly on TikTok, but I am going to branch out soon. I'm very excited.
So, which medium are you going to go to from TikTok?
Probably Twitch or YouTube. It depends on what my audience thinks.
And you've already got a couple of videos up on YouTube.
Yeah.
Kind of compilation type things, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But first, how did you get started in content creation, and why?
So I knew I really wanted to be okay, so this is way back.
Mm-hmm.
I first got into gacha, and I think I learned a lot about the editing software and stuff
Mm-hmm.
through my obsession with gacha years and years ago. Like, I don't even know how many years ago now.
Hmm.
But yeah, I would do all sorts of like gacha videos, which is really cringe. But after that, I found out I actually really like just it's quite easy for me, and I really enjoy making it.
Well,
Uh, and
yeah,
then I started making TikToks and stuff,
yeah,
and then it got really easy.
so you were already playing it anyway, and
Yeah,
and you went from there to creating content while doing it, and then the VTuber type stuff came in later.
yeah, it did. Yeah.
Mm. Well, you're also an artist. And
Mm-hmm.
did that play into becoming a VTuber, or did it? Which came first, the chicken or the egg? Is what I'm saying.
Well, I was an artist for a very long time.
Mm-hmm.
Never stopped doing art, and I was like, my my art style, it seems like it's quite easy to rig because I do things in a lot of layers. And so I was like, what if I did? And so I did.
Mm-hmm. It just all kind of fell into place, didn't
Yeah, it all kind of just did.
it? This was created for OctoGhost. This entire
Yes.
industry. So how did you start rigging for a while before you decided to try one out, or did you try VTubing before you started rigging?
I was actually rigging for quite a long time before I started VTubing. I watched someone rig on stream for a while, and I was like, wow, the UI is actually not that bad. And so I tried it out, and I made a few models before landing on the one I already have.
Mm-hmm.
And I would only use it in calls with my friends and stuff as like a little like cam. And then I was like, what if I connected this to TikTok and it worked? And I had so much fun
Mm-hmm.
live streaming. And I was like, this is it now.
Yeah. Well, you're a musician too. I mean, you've done music, so
Yeah.
I imagine you've had a little experience with audiences. Um,
Yes.
so what is the difference between your playing as a musician with an audience or doing this with an audience?
Usually if I perform live, which is not often, I have a bit of stage fright I think it's just because I can see the people talking, like
Mm.
looking at me. And I think the interaction is a massive part in like streaming. It's just nice to like bounce off of what people say in chat. But when you're doing musician stuff, like you got to practice before. Streaming is a spur of the moment sort of thing.
Mm. Yeah, and I agree with you completely. I mean, I did radio for so many years, but getting in front of people that I can see and talk to is a much different story. Um,
Definitely.
is because it seemed like I would always focus on the one person who was asleep, or looking at me like, what in the world is he doing, type of deal, and ignore the fact that maybe some other people were enjoying themselves. Um, but having, well, for me, it was the fact I was in a radio booth away from everybody else. But having an a avatar model in front of you kind of gives you a little more freedom to not worry about such things.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So, what type of musician are you? What type of instrument do you play?
Uh, in real life,
Hmm.
I sing a lot. That's where the cover came in.
Yeah.
And I I also play the piano. I play the ocarina. If you know Legend of Zelda, the
Yes.
Ocarina of Time.
Yes.
I played the ocarina. I did that once, and that was even more embarrassing because I had to explain to people what it is. But I play a few instruments.
Yeah, what's
But I usually compose like sort of songs you would hear in like video game music.
mm,
So like background music.
well, that's a lot more people can do. I mean,
Yeah.
good
Mm.
gravy. The being able to play an instrument, I'm very jealous of. Um, I played in middle school. I played a tenor saxophone, and
Ah,
if anybody knows what playing like fifth, sixth grade is, it's a lot of whole notes for a long time.
oh my God.
So,
I joined an orchestra. I hated it.
uh, yeah, I just there wasn't really much point in me being there. I was playing the same thing, same notes as a
Oh
tuba.
my God.
That is,
Yeah.
go home and practice for 3 hours.
Same. C, C.
Rest. I could already rest.
Rest. You're just waiting for everyone else.
I don't need to practice rest. I've been doing that my whole life. The 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 other part, the art part, you started very young, I imagine,
Oh
and
yeah.
you trans. Did you were you able to make the transfer to digital type art easily, or was it um, almost having to learn all over again?
I think, oh, well, I was very young when my dad gave me his little iPad, which had like IBIS paint on it. And he was like, "Oh, you draw in real life, right? You draw like traditionally, right? Maybe you should try it."
Mm.
And it was a little bit strange at first, but I think I catch on to things very easily. I learn software very easily, so it wasn't that hard. And then it seems like I can't forget it because now I try to zoom in on pieces of paper when I'm drawing on in real life.
Just sit there and move your hands across it. It's not working.
It's not Alt Z, Alt
Fill it in, fill it in, fill it in. It's not working.
Z.
So we'll have to reverse engineer you back into
Yeah.
back into drawing. What opposite besides doing work with VTuber type art? Was anime something that you enjoyed drawing?
Yes. I had a friend who drew a lot better at me when I was very young,
mm
my only friend, and I just tried to copy everything they did.
mm
And they did lots of anime stuff, and then they got me into anime, so I was kind of taking a bit of both.
mm.
So yeah, definitely,
And
anime definitely got me into that.
that made you a self-taught artist.
Yeah.
Wow, that's really cool. Folks, now people get on kids who are watching cartoon shows and anime like, you're not learning anything. Ha! They're learning how to draw, and that's certainly something a lot of us older folks can't do. The transitioning from that to becoming a content creator. Um, when did you decide to do this? Was it because other friends were doing it, or what?
Um, in terms of streaming, I had it on as background noise. I just kind of liked how the person would just talk to the void, and I was like, I do that to myself. I talk to myself all the time. What if I had an outlet? But I don't have anyone I'm friends with who does that. So I'm the first time person I know of.
Mm. So you took that jump on your own then.
Yeah, just sort of hit live. I was like, hi.
So what was that experience like? You realize suddenly that you've gone, you've opened up a microphone to um, a potential audience of everybody who has a computer.
It's actually a computer and phone. That's the best thing about TikTok is some people when they're scrolling on their live feed, they're sort of forced
Yeah,
into your stream and they can just scroll away if they don't want to be there.
yeah.
So if I just make myself interesting all of the time, people might stay. But having people come across and be like, "Hi, how are you doing?" And I'm like, "Oh, hi." And I think I just talk about whatever's going on and it's just easy. And it doesn't feel like there's a lot of people, but I look at the numbers and I'm like, okay, that's actually quite a lot.
Well, the transition is going to be interesting to watch once you do get started, whether it's Twitch or YouTube or both. People do both. back and forth or at the same time. The It's going to be long form, and it's going to be uh, maybe a little tough. How long do you normally go online for, and are you ready for a 4 hour stream?
I usually stream for about 2.5 hours is about my sort of average.
Uh huh.
It really depends what goes on with my
Yeah.
software and stuff. Um, but yeah, it's about 2.5 hours. But I know by the time I switch, I'm planning to switch, just kind of tiptoe between TikTok and Twitch slash YouTube, sort of like by daily or something.
Mm-hmm.
One day TikTok, one day Twitch.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm feeling a day where I have plenty of time on my hands, then 4 hours of Twitch would be great. But if I do want to go on for a little bit less time, then I'll go onto TikTok for 2.5 hours like I usually do.
Mm-hmm. So, so,
So
so it's
yeah,
it's not a big stretch for you.
it's not a huge stretch.
Mm. That's now, how long? How many times a week are you planning to go online?
I'd say
25.
it really depends on my schedule when I'm out of my when I'm about to do that.
Yeah.
But I'd say maybe every 3 days, like
Mm.
Monday,
Yeah.
Thursday, Sunday, something.
Are you planning to do a schedule, or is it going to be like spur of the moment type things?
I'm planning on having a schedule. I just don't know how well that's gonna go for me. I do not want to make schedules, but
Uh,
I'll try.
yeah, I know how that goes every once in a while. It's like, yeah, I make schedules a couple weeks in advance, and then life happens, and then
And it's just like, what if I didn't?
yeah, what if I just went by the seat of my pants like I do with everything else? The the What you going to do in the streams? Is it going to be more games? Is it going to be music? Is it going to be art, or all three?
I'm usually doing games, but if I find myself not wanting to play anything, I'm usually doing art. Doing music is quite hard
Mm-hmm.
because you just hear a lot of the same thing. Because if I'm making music, it's a lot of the same thing because I'm going across the same track.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm playing music, I run out of things to do. My nightmare karaoke stream where I lost my voice was it's definitely something I don't want to do again.
That'll scare you off. Oh,
Yeah.
oh man! I said, "Here's but finally I got my karaoke stream."
Yeah, I couldn't sing
Oh
any
no,
longer.
no! It was a whispering growl stream at that point. Well, I mean, you've obviously got a lot of talent and flexible enough to be able to do a lot of things. It sounds like you've really got a pretty good setup for getting a channel going and getting some success at it early.
Yeah, I think about it constantly.
And you got a game plan, obviously, so that's
I've got a game plan.
that's good. Now, I saw you uh, playing a Lethal Company a little while ago. Is that one of the games you're going to be
Uh,
streaming once you get the everything switched over?
Planning to.
Hmm.
Whatever's popular. If my friends or anyone I want to collab with is online, then yeah.
Yeah. What?
But I'm usually playing Hoyoverse games like Genshin Impact and Honkai because that's what most of my audience is, and
Mm,
that's what they mostly want. And it's always nice because I can go on there for a few hours at a
mm,
time. But yeah, doing multiplayer things is definitely something I want to do more often.
has it been easy for you since your friends didn't go into it? Was it easy for you to find people to work with online?
I made a friends with another VTuber for the first time yesterday, but that was the first time. I'm making steps, but I definitely want to make some more VTuber friends
Yeah.
because I'm kind of alone here.
Yeah. Is it what's the tough part about it for you?
I have social anxiety,
Mm,
and I always need someone to come to me in order to make friends. I can never reach out to someone else,
mm,
so I'm always a little bit scared, and that's always held me back. So I'm sort of waiting for someone,
yeah.
but I
It,
hope to not do that anymore at some point.
is the streaming helping with that?
I think so. I'm getting better every day.
Mm. And so it's not it's while you have a chance to come out of a shell while you're online, you're able to bring that a little bit into what you do offline.
Yeah,
Right.
it's definitely up my social skills offline quite a bit, actually.
That's cool that it's all really coming together for you, and it sounds like an excellent fit. It really does.
I'm having a lot of fun.
That is really good. Now, once you get into the system, and what is the first thing you plan to do once you do make a switch over to Twitch or YouTube?
I plan to have a re-debut. A debut seems so much fun,
Hmm.
and I know that people will watch it. I'm not gonna be debuting to nobody. I want to clean up my model. I because I like composing music, I would love to make myself like a little theme or my own background music. I just have a lot of ideas in my head and a lot of time to make that happen, and I just really would like one. I think it would be really fun.
Well, I'm glad you're not using your powers for evil. I have I have a lot of ability and intelligence and a lot of time.
But for me,
No, that sounds great. It really does sound like you're ready to go for this. Now, you already have one cover up, and I know it's a cover that maybe you weren't so much planning to do. Tell me the story behind how this cover ended up on YouTube.
so I play Honkai Star Rail. I mean, okay, so my chat got me into Honkai Star Rail, which is a game by the same company of the game that I always end up playing on stream.
Hmm.
So I started playing it, and this girl called Robin came out. And I kind of wanted her. I was like, she's so cute.
Hmm.
And the whole point is Robin has this song because she is a pop star in the game. And Hoyoverse came out with the song that she sings during her like burst or like her ultimate power thing.
Hmm.
And it's so fun. And I'm like, because it is a gacha game, which means I have a chance of getting her. I
Right.
was like, if I end up getting her, I will make a cover for you guys of the song. And everyone was like, yeah. And I was like, okay. So off stream, I did like one pull and I got her and I was like,
Now to put your money where your mouth is.
I mean, I always fulfill my promises. So there it is.
Well, I tell you what, it is an excellent cover actually,
Uh,
and
thank you, thank you.
it is called, I believe, "Sway to My Beat in Cosmos." Did I get that right?
Yes,
Cool.
yes.
This is OctoGhost here on Eric Loy Interviews.
Measure race way to the beat, hands up, embrace who you wanna be. We're reaching heights unseen. Whoa, feel the fire deep within. You're the key to where my trust begins. Dream a dream, it's just the right time. Whoa, leave it all behind. Get ready now. Rise up into my world. Brand new
That song is Sway to My Beat in Cosmos and covered by OctoGhost, and you're listening to Eric Loy Interviews. And OctoGhost is here. So now that you've got that up and in front of people and are getting positive responses to it, as you should, it's an excellent cover.
Oh, thank you.
When's the next one? When's the next one? When's the next one?
I don't know. It was so random. I didn't really have any plan for the future, but maybe
Yeah.
another bet will bring one out.
Well, I mean, it's great to hear that something that wasn't so planned turned out so well. I think folks will be clamoring for some more from you as far as all that goes, and again, I hope you do, because it's great that we're hearing from people online that maybe might not have heard from around the world. Would you have been as open as you are now had it not been for streaming and VTubing?
No, not at all. I was very scared when I first streamed, and I was like, oh, I've been having singing lessons all my life, but I'm not ready for singing yet. No, not online, but here I am. And that's definitely given me the confidence to sing more on stream, make more covers in the future, maybe even make my own song, because I like composing so much. It's definitely given me so much more confidence because of the reception. I'm very happy.
That's good, and you deserve it because it's good stuff. And the composing the entire song, and take me a little bit into that process for you of composing. Do you come up with a melody first and work from there, or do you just kind of sit down at your piano and hit random notes until something happens? How does it come to you?
The second option could never be more true. I sit down, I have my mini little keyboard, and I kind of make random melodies, chords, or whatever, and I build off whatever I make. And it's always very random. I have a lot that I've just kind of thrown away. It's not good, but
yeah.
Sometimes I get a hit, and sometimes I'm like, I'm gonna keep this.
So do you come up with the lyrics too?
I'm not a lyricist. I've never made my own full song except once, but that was completely separate, and I didn't want to do that. But I don't really like making songs, but I feel like if I try hard enough, I might find myself enjoying it often.
Well,
But
I hope we get to hear some of those compositions of yours online.
yes,
And because
I'm planning to do that soon.
I really think the concept of there's an old saying that everybody's got a song in their head but can't get it out, and to talk with someone and see the product of somebody who's able to translate that into actual physical music, it's pretty fascinating. When was the first time you wrote a song?
When I first composed my first little tune, oh God, I don't even remember. Oh my, I I
It was right
picked up BandLab, slapped the little not the computer, the little tiny little phone keyboard, and sort of made my own little beat, and I was like, wow, I'm so cool. But it wasn't very good.
It was right before you were born. You came up with a good beat.
Oh yes, in the fetus. As a fetus, I was pressing the keyboard.
Hey, that heartbeat's pretty cool. I'm going to come up with something with that. Well, I do appreciate you coming on. I know that it's going to be fun to watch how you develop and expand as you get started. Sounds like you're going to have a kind of an audience to start from, switching over from TikTok that'll join you. So that's good. That'll be a good base to build from, and then it's going to be onward and upward from there.
Yeah, I hope so.
Yeah, so I appreciate you coming on. We're going to hear more from you, I'm sure. Folks, we're going to have the links to find out what OctoGhost is up to right now on the description for this video. And more to come from OctoGhost, and we're looking forward to it. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you for listening to Eric Loy Interviews. Join us again next time when we talk to another member of the always interesting VTuber community.